I honestly think this thing we called life couldn't get any crazier till I woke up this morning. Bloodhound Lil Jeff has gotten his 12th hat, which is a pew pew, after an op he shot back in February a year ago. Passed away after 10 months of being on life support after a headshot. So how has Lil Jeff activated his kill streak after he's died? That's not allowed. Get back gang. Psh. What is a get back gang when you can get back for yourself after you're already dead? Broski. This guy has a real life afterlife badge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the afterlife badge from Call of Duty. This is Lil Jeff's hand tattoo. Broski had it all planned out. Hey Siri, hey Alexa, play Draco Afterlife. It's not even like bro got a reboot card. Q50 didn't even reboot my man because he's still dead. He's just out here catching kills. How is this making sense? I wonder if you get double XP for afterlife kills. That's why he's so on it, bro. 10 months on life support. This guy didn't even see the chill guy meme, brother. Ooh! Hey, wait till Soulja Boy finds out that Lil Jeff's the first rapper to get a kill after he died. Soulja Boy's gonna come and tell us a mad story. All jokes aside, yeah, this is a real demon. Who knows where Lil Jeff is right now? He might even be on TikTok. So if you're watching this, Lil Jeff, take my hat. You can have it. I put my hands up. I'm sorry.
I heard King Von say in one of his songs, "You not a killer unless you got two bodies."
Exactly. Now you get it.
Damn, so that's real.
Shit, real.
So if a nigga caught a body on some self-defense shit, he's not a killer.
Yeah, hell nah. I went black for like a week, and poof. Where you at? Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back, poof. I don't live them niggas though. You can't have my baby. You better take this baby. Not your day on me with a stick out like Randy.
When you see me, don't blink or stare. Move up, got head tap and he had to shave his hair. The drizzy put him in the air. Go against the shape, I triple down.
I heard King Von say in one of his songs, "You not a killer unless you got two bodies."
Exactly. Now you get it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10 and verse 23. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, and name of His only begotten Son, and name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. For this word mischief, in the blue letter it is
Strong's H2154. Zema. Zema.
It says plan, device, wickedness, evil plan, mischievous purpose, plan, purpose, evil device, wickedness. A plan, especially a bad one, heinous crime, lewdness, mischief, purpose, thought, wicked, device, mindness. Okay, and you see in this video right here on fair use, I'm not making any monetary gain off of this. But you got these zesty ass niggas on the couch talking about how you're not a killer unless you kill two people. And it can't be for self-defense. So these niggas are bragging about killing people and making a sport out of it. Okay, which is that's that mischief. Okay, somebody says saying all that just to get killed by a guy defending himself. These dudes great at telling on themselves. So the dude who clapped him don't count. So apparently this guy died. Okay, he died by somebody trying to defend themselves, and you could tell this guy he had complete demons on him. The way he was, looking in the camera and the way he was shaking it. These niggas got demons on them. They 2/3, man. Now this comment right here is what made me really want to do this video, and that's why I grabbed the Proverbs. All right, it's just from Courtney Everett. It says Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 23. We're going to read it in different translations. It says, "It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but if man of understanding hath wisdom." All right, so these jakes, they think it's cool. And then they put Jeremiah 4 and 22. "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children," which means silly or stupid. "They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." You see? So Jake know how to be a demon, but they don't know how to do good. Okay? They don't know how to do good. And you got a lot of people that they look up to these individuals like King Von, and what happens to those individuals? They get put to death. Okay? Even if they didn't get put to death, they was going to be in prison for the rest of their lives. They was going to lock King Von ass up for the rest of his life, but he ended up dying first. So the Lord judged him. It says that tongue is powerful. Watch what you speak into the universe. Self-defense and walked free. Yeah, the guy. I guess the guy. I don't know this guy, Bloodhound, Lil Jeff, but I guess the guy who killed him got self-defense and walked free. You see? Somebody say he's a demon. God had to get him out of here, and that's what the Lord is about to do to a lot of you 2/3 niggas. Okay, because I see Jake, bro. Jake is just on some demon time. And I remember when I was young, I had to make a decision, man. I remember, I had the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder, the demon on one shoulder, and the angel on the other shoulder, and it was like, yeah, you got to choose, which path you're gonna take, either a path of righteousness or a path of wickedness. And I was already going down the path of wickedness, but as you can see, I made the right decision to turn to the path of righteousness, and that's why we serve in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. But these guys who serving themselves, their own emotions, okay, serving a gang or a clique, and they doing a bunch of evil and wickedness. Now this guy on the other side right here on the red dude, look how he's sitting, all effeminate. These guys are just, they lacked fathers. All right, so let's go back. I'm gonna make this too long. And let's read these in different translations. It says, it is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but the man of understanding hath wisdom. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. You see, the fear of the wicked, yeah, because a lot of these jakes, this is why they be running from the police, okay? They be terrified of the police because they know they doing wicked. So the fear of the wicked is going to come upon them. It says, as the whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more. But the righteous is an everlasting feel like a foundation. Yeah, so as a whirlwind passeth, so is the wicked no more. And a lot of these guys, King Von, this guy, and many guys like him, they're not here anymore because what the Lord ultimately had to judge them. All right, but it says, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. I remember when I was in the world, I had a bunch of friends I was around when I was going down the wrong path, and they all kept going down that wrong path. Okay, they kept going, and I told them about the truth, told them to come out of that shit. Hey, you got to come and serve the Lord. They rejected it, and needless to say, now a good majority of them, if not all of them, are in the spirit world. Okay, so I knew that's the path I was going down too had I not made changes. In the AMP, it says, verse 23, Proverbs 10 and verse 23, engaging in evil is like sport to the fool who refuses wisdom and chases sin. And that's what Jake is doing. Then they start making music about it. And then you heard the song, okay, and fair use. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this, but the nigga talking about taking Plan Bs and, make the, like Whamby, all this other crazy shit, But these niggas are bragging about the evil that they doing. So they're not only being evil, they're proud. They're proud about the wicked they do, and they bragging about it. How they sitting in this podcast or whatever this interview talking about how they, how you got to commit double homicide to be a killer, and that's supposed to be a badge of honor. Okay, Scripture says you are as your father, the devil. Okay, a murderer he was from the beginning. So this is who Jake is learning from. The devil, man. It says, but to a man of understanding, skillful and godly wisdom brings joy. You see, skillful and godly wisdom brings joy. And that's what it's done unto us. It says the wicked, it's like what the wicked fears will come upon him. Yeah, and it's just what these guys get. I remember it was a rapper, Dex Osama, I used to listen to back in the day. And he had a song. My mama said I got death on me, but that's okay. I got this tech. He had some good ass songs. I ain't gonna hold you. But it was short, little, hard ass songs, but it was basically drill music. But he said, he had an interview where he said he was seeing the grim, because he was killing niggas. He was like a hitman or whatever. And he had a song where he had an interview where he was talking about how he kept seeing the Grim Reaper, and he said, my mama said I got death on me, okay, which death is an angel. Okay, there's a death angel. All right, so he said how he was seeing this death angel follow him around, and eventually he ended up getting taken out. Okay, he ended up getting taken out. He ended up getting shot. So, it just goes full circle when you think about it like that. And this shows you that you don't want to follow these examples, man. It says, but yeah, that was Dex Osama. Okay, that was had to be at least 10 years ago, and he was booming, and he got boomed. It says, what the wicked fears will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous for the blessing of the Most High will be granted. When the whirlwind passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. Right. And that's why through the Spirit, I believe, all those friends I had that went to the spirit world, the Lord preserved me because I had to make a conscious decision to leave that shit behind and serve the Lord. And I'm grateful that I did, man. Okay. And my life has been peace ever since. I used to have to sleep with, fucking AK-47s on the side of my bed, a pistol under my pillow. And I had to think I had to worry about whether it was going to be the police raid in the house or the fucking somebody trying to rob us or it's just so much shit. And that's why it's best to just serve YAHAWASHI, bro. All right. In the GNT, it says Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 23. It is foolish to enjoy doing wrong. Intelligent people take pleasure in wisdom. The righteous get what they want, but the wicked will get what they fear most. And this is why niggas get judged, man, in the worst way. He said the wicked will get what they fear most. Ooh, yeah, bro. And we in a time of great judgments. Okay, the Lord about to start judging a lot of these individuals, bro, on another level. Hence, Jacob's trouble. 2/3 of our people here in America are just going to have to be completely destroyed off the face of the earth. And now we see why. Okay, now we see why, man. It makes all the sense in the world because these niggas is too far gone. Okay, scripture says, the way of the wicked seduceth them. So Esau tell you that you got to go out here, and he pushed these vibrations out there in the music and stuff. And then Jake, what they do, they listen to one of these niggas, and then they try to emulate the damn nigga, man. All right, I had a lot of friends like that was listening to this music and was living the lifestyle and was trying to make it like they was living the lifestyle that they ain't have to live, bro. I'm like, what the hell you niggas doing? Okay, but that's how Esau get you. It says the righteous get what they want, but the wicked will get what they fear most. Storms come and the wicked are blown away. Yeah, that's that danger coming. But honest people are always safe. You see, and the Lord been preserving us, man. Through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI, the water YAHAWASHI, call law YAHAWASHI. You gotta get grateful about. You gotta be grateful, man. Because the Lord could have had you out here bugged out. Fucking. You see how they was doing what they was doing with the gun? Niggas got demons on them, bro. And I wouldn't doubt that all those niggas is dead now. That was in that video. It says lazy, never get a lazy person to do something for you. That's the point. All right, yeah, that's the point. All right, so let me go over here. Let's grab this. All right, and let's see what they say in AMP as well. Hosea 4. So lock him at the plantation, so you're gonna hear a little noise. The Spirit want me to push this stuff out. This word out. So here we go. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Let's read this in the AMP. Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel, for the Lord has a legal case with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no faithfulness, no steadfast love, no dependability or loyalty or kindness. And this is what you see amongst our people. Jake don't run down on Edomites like that. They want to run down on their own people who already downtrodden and in despair. They want to do that to their own people. So instead of them having love for each other, it's a bunch of hatred. Okay? It says no dependability or loyalty or kindness or knowledge of the Most High. Yeah, they don't consider YAHAWASHI anymore. Back in the day, Jake, had a spiritual bone in their body. Now that you niggas ain't got a spiritual bone in their body. Okay? So what the Lord is going to do, He's going to take your spirit out of your body. All right? It says, from personal experience with Him in the land. It says there is a false swearing of oaths. Yeah, niggas will make, oaths and, agreements and then don't keep them. Can't be trusted. It says deception, broken faith. Yeah, deception, a lot of deception. Niggas snaking each other. This guy, what's this nigga name? Who Shiesty? See niggas wearing the Shiesty mask. The nigga was rapping about being the biggest snake. He tell me how he a snake. So that's what's cool now. That's what's cool now, man. Being a degenerate, being a snake. Okay, scriptures talk about that. How has this holy plant? How can this righteous seed become a degenerate plant? Yeah, that's what Jacob's become, a degenerate plant. It says murder, stealing, and adultery. This is what's going on. This is what niggas is rapping about: murder, stealing, robbing each other, committing adultery, popping each other women. Okay, this is what niggas was rapping about, pushing that vibration into the earth. That's why the Lord killing these niggas, bro. Okay. It says they employ violence. Yeah, that mischief. They employ violence. It's all about that violence. Niggas, they gotta be the hardest niggas. And I'm grateful that I came in this truth. I ain't gotta be no hard gangster thug ass nigga, because them niggas don't last. Okay? They're not living for longevity. A nigga that's living like that, and I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. I had homeboys that was real deal hitting them for cartels and shit. Alright? I ain't gonna say too much, but I had friends that was real deal like living like that, bro. Fucking working with cartels and, you know, Northern Kingdom too. Northern Kingdom was really on that shit, bro. And guess where they at now? They're in the spirit world, bro, because what you put into the earth comes back onto you. Alright? And that's why we fear YAHAWASHI. Huh? Yeah. I got you. Hold on one second. Dang, what I do with it? Oh, right here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Motherfucking coworker talking to me, don't speak no English. But it says, they employ violence so that one act of bloodshed follows closely on another. Yeah, and that's what happens. You got black on black crime, as they call it, or black on brown crime, whatever you want to call it. Jake killing each other. But what happens is that one murder follows another, because once you kill somebody, then their family gonna want to come kill you, then you gonna come kill them, then they gonna come. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle, a vicious cycle, man. Okay, and that's what those niggas is rapping about. Maybe they didn't fully understand that, but what you do will come back unto you, man. If you've been a demon, and that's the new thing. I'm a demon time. Okay, nigga. See, the Lord about to introduce you niggas to the real demons. Okay, via them death angels and via Satan. I mean, these Edomites, man. When they go to, you know, sparking on your ass, man. It says, therefore the land continually mourns. This is why you see Jake communities are destroyed. You got a bunch of murals, you know, with the candles and all that shit all over the place. You know, I remember I went to this graveyard in the hood, you know. One time I went to this graveyard because, you know, it was for a funeral. But basically you had you know, these grave sites where they had like the whole picture, the picture of the individual who died or whatever, and there was a bunch of young Jakes, man, a bunch of young Jakes, you know, niggas couldn't even have been 20 years old, and you know, the picture they showed them, you know, I guess the picture they had was Jake, you know, dressed all fitted and smoking a blunt or doing some nigga shit, really. But they go to show you that, you know, that's the consequences of that lifestyle. And those guys was bragging and pushing it like it was something to rejoice in. It says everyone who lives in it languishes in tragic suffering. Yeah, you around these niggas. You got niggas that's doing drive-bys, and I saw a video the other day. Niggas did a drive-by or started shooting at each other, and nobody who was shooting or who was getting shot who was involved in it got hit. But a little girl that was sitting in her car, in her mom's car, outside the store, got struck in the head and died, man. So you have situations like that where you got people who you would think is so caught with, because you know no one perishes being innocent. It's all judgment. But somebody who had nothing to do with it end up getting hurt and killed, kids get catching strays, you know. So yeah, bro, that's what goes on. It says, together with the animals of the open country and the birds of the heaven, even the fish and sea disappear. Yeah, pretty much the land becomes desolate, man, because there's so much death and wickedness in that land. All right, and all you gotta do is ride through the hood. That's what you see. That's what you see, man. Everything all torn down in it. You know, it ain't no businesses no more. All the houses are abandoned, boarded up. Okay, the food is trash. You know. So when you think about these things, it all makes sense, man. And this is why the Lord bless us to give us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in these last days, so that we don't get taken in this stuff, so that we don't fall for the okie doke. So we ain't out here pushing death culture, okay? And that's all gang culture is, just death culture. You know? So we in that time, bro. The Lord about to get rid of a lot of you niggas, bro. Man, there's so many pictures I want to grab. Let me see. It says, "You let no one find fault, nor let any rebuke others." Yeah, it ain't no correction going on. Niggas just wilding out. And nowadays, you correct these young niggas, they'll shoot you. And the elders, they can't even correct. The elders of the community can't even correct these niggas anymore, because they'll gun them down. Can't tell them nothing. It says, "For your people are like those who contend with the priest, so you will stumble in the daytime, and the false prophet will also stumble in the night, and I will destroy your mother Israel." It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge of my law, where I reveal my will, because you, the priestly nation, have rejected knowledge. I will also reject you from being my priest." And this is why the Lord has, rejected a lot of individuals. Okay, because you rejected this knowledge, It says, and really when you reject this knowledge, it means the Lord already rejected you, It says, "Since you have forgotten the law of your power, I will also forget your children." So what happens? It's a cycle, it's a generational curse where, these niggas have kids, and the kids can grow up be the same way, end up facing the same, hell. I remember growing up, I had to come to that understanding. Okay, do I want to follow the same, path as, the men who came before me, or do I want to, do better? Do I want to, am I going to find myself, chasing in the streets, running from the police and in and out of prison? Or am I going to find something better? And I did find something better. And I was serving YAHAWASHI, man. Alright, that was serving YAHAWASHI. And that's kept me out of prison, kept me, out of a lot of bullshit, really. Alright, so that's something to be thankful of, consider in these last days. What else I was about to grab? Well, you got the 2/3, 2 parts should be cut off and die. That's all that is, was nothing but 2/3. And 2/3 don't live for longevity. If you live in a 2/3 lifestyle, you in that 2/3 spirit, you ain't gonna last long, man. Somebody eventually gonna cut your ass down. Alright, and really it's gonna be YAHAWASHI. Alright, what else I was about to grab? There's something else. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna quote it if I can remember. But yeah, man, these are just examples, okay, of what not to be, what not to do in these last days. Okay, don't get caught up in this judgment that's coming to a lot of our people who couldn't seem to get right. That's the point. Shalom, coming short about ball prisons, edifying for the shalom.